Retrobit's latest trio of new publishing releases have finally started to ship and arrive into players' hands, and today we are going to take a closer look at what comes in the box. So first up, Hammerin Harry the Concrete Collection. This is a double pack of Hammerin Harry 1 and 2 for the NES. This is then followed by Sol-Deace for the Sega Genesis and Viento also for the Sega Genesis. So we've got a lovely trio of games here to look at, and I'm really excited because Retrobit publishing releases have been very high quality, and each one just fills me with a lot of joy, and I really love being able to play games that I didn't really get to experience back in their prime. So, yes, 4 new ones to try out here within 3 releases. Let's go. We'll dive in. Hypersonic something. Anyway, we're going to start with Hammerin Harry the Concrete Collection. So this one comes in a nice outer box protector here. So there we go, nice and protected, so we don't have to worry about it getting damaged or broken up or lost. So we've got the outer box here, covered in cellophane. So on the back, a little description about the games, followed by screenshots, and then packaged contents. So this is a sticker just on the cellophane, so I'm going to do my best to preserve this after we open this guy up. But that's nice. And then you can see both inside the outer slip cover here, so very cool. But just going to go ahead and get this pulled open. Maybe. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, ASMR it. Yeah. Alright, so like I said, we want to save that. So we're going to just set that aside for later. So here we go. Got the 2 games inside. So 1 and 2. Very cool. But a little bit of a closer look at the outer packaging here. So this slip box is nice and thick, sturdy. It's got a nice emboss of Harry here with the name of the collection, so that's cool. And then again, embossed on the sides here, so it's all nice and glossy. And I like that the lines between the wood here are also embossed, so that's kind of a fun touch. It's very textured, like it. Yes. Alright, anyway. Hammerin Harry 1 and 2. So, first one comes in this nice orangish box, and really enjoying the cover art on this one. It's pretty fantastic. And so, looks like we got a little outer sleeve here that will go along with it, so we'll just need to pull that off real quick after we get it open. Actually, might as well take a look at the back now since we're going to take this thing off, but there you go, a little description about the game again, screenshots, and then packaged contents for the box. Cool. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's tough stuff. We are going to use the tip of this pen because it happened to be within arm's reach. There we go. Stab it. Stab it on through to the other side. Alright. Yes. Rip it open. Alright, so like I said, this is just a little outer sleeve that goes on top of the cartridge box, so that's nice. Alright, so this uses Retrobit's new Maglock cases that were first introduced with Avenging Spirit and Battletoads Double Dragon for NES. So it's their same size as a traditional NES box, so it'll fit really nicely on your shelves if you don't plan to keep it in the external slipcover or if you happen to buy it individually. So, got the cover art, name, got a picture of Harry, and I believe that's his girlfriend on the back. And then, of course, the magnetic hinge is right here. And that seals into place nicely. But opens right up. And that's some cool inside cover art, or artwork right there. Cover art, So this is like from the very first level of the game, but that's really cool. So very good sprite work. And then we have our certificate of authenticity right there. 669 of 2500. Nice. But this will go ahead and pull off. Maybe. There we go. There we go. So this is a nice little over insert to share it off, show it off, I guess. Now that is a cool looking cartridge, I'm not gonna lie. So Hammerin Harry 1 came with a wooden cartridge, so it looks like wood. That's really fun. Properly beveled. And then, yeah, it's just wood all the way around. So we got our caution label there, and then we got a little artwork of Harry down here with Retrobit and Irem. And then, very nice. It's using a matte label. I am very fond that Retrobit has switched over to matte labels for most of their Nintendo stuff. It looks really authentic and similar to original releases, so looks super clean. Like, that is a beautiful label, and on top of the wooden case, like, that looks really cool. So again, properly beveled and volted, so you don't ever have to worry about these damaging your system. Very cool. Look how, look, that's just pretty. I'm sorry, that's a pretty cartridge right here. This is probably one of my favorites from Retrobit Publishing right now. Like, that's cool. And because it's so cool, you might want to show it off with this acrylic display stand, which is included in the box, so they know it's cool. Alright, so just a quick look at the acrylic cartridge cover here, or stand. Alright, so we've got two little stands here that go in for holding the cartridge in place. So those just pop right in right there. And then Harry and his girlfriend can go right there. And then the cartridge. Oh, I don't have this in all the way, that explains it. Alright. Must apply a bit of force. There we go. There we go. Now it's working. So yeah, there we go. That's essentially what it looks like. And then it will stand up and you can proudly display your Hammerin Harry 1 wood cartridge on any shelf you may desire. Very cool stuff. Alright. Set that aside because we want to look at the full color instruction booklet. But first, inside cover work, back cover artwork on the inside of the box. That's pretty cool. Love that little fun touch. This dude's just pouting in the corner, taking a smoke break, I guess. Good for him. So, believe this is the boss of the first level of the game. Oh man, that still blows my mind to see every single time right there. Thank you guys. Thank you for letting me be a part of these releases. But anyway, table of contents. There's that artwork again. That's really cool. So we've got a story segment here, followed by controls. Gameplay, stages continued, and then a hints and tips section. And then the whole thing repeated in Japanese. And then finally a notes section to close it out so you can write notes in here just like the old days. Like, I freaking love this. That's cool stuff. And then we got that picture in the back here too, like we have in the box. Cool. All right, well that's neat. Alright, so let's go ahead and I want to put that one right there for now. Let's move on to Hammerin Harry 2. So this is probably the more interesting of the two games because this one never made it outside of Japan, whereas Hammerin Harry 1, I believe, saw a limited PAL release. And so this one has been translated into English for the first time ever and released in the West. But unfortunately, it did have some compatibility issues with PAL NES models. So this was a NTSC only cart. So they put a nice little label notating that on the outer cellophane here. But pretty neat little artwork. So back on that outer slip cover, got description of the game, screenshots, and then contents. And again, yeah, officially released outside Japan, translated for the first time. And so again, officially licensed releases these games always are. So this is an official release. I love it. All right, let's dive in. All right, where'd that pen go? Oh my gosh, it's packed so nice and tight. Like my dude bro voice? I hope you like my dude bro voice. Get in there, yeah. Alright, stab it. There we go. Man, that one just like tore right down there like a zipper. That was crazy. Alright. So, toss that aside. So, outer slipcover. So there's our back art that's underneath there. That's cool. So, glossy front cover, side, back, and side. Love glossy. But yeah, the box is very clean. I like looking at this. So again, magnetic hinge. And then when you open it up, you get that nice, wonderful inside artwork right here. And this is also from the first level of Hammerin Harry 2. And so again, up here, we've got that label of authenticity. So this is number 1058 of 2500. And then we could just take that off. And that reveals our concrete-inspired cartridge this time around. So the first one is wood-inspired, and the second one is concrete-inspired. And this one is honestly just as pretty. Look at that. Like, this is a cool aesthetic touch. Warning label, and then the art again. And matte labeling. Yes. And then closer look, better look at that PCB. Very cool. That looks great. Not gonna lie, that just looks fantastic to me. Alright, so we have another acrylic cartridge stand for this one. Alright. So you're really going to be able to display these games on your shelf if you really want to. Like, they're going to look fantastic. So there we go. So one of the cool things about Hammerin Harry 2 is it took some random throwaway like little mini boss from Hammerin Harry 1 and made him like the main antagonist of this game. Like, it's just kind of funny. Dan the Red. And there we go. There is that cartridge holder as well. So, looks like that. And excellent. So, back artwork on the inside of the box. Another nice look at Harry. So here we go, full color instruction booklet again. Like that it's in Japanese for this one. It's pretty cool. And thank you again to Retrobit for including me in the special thanks section. I actually got to preview both these games on one of their streams a bit back, so really excited to have done that. Ooh, that's cool. Look at that art. Alright, so again, story, controls, power-ups, reserve items, The Flying Mallet. Gameplay screenshot. Stages. Stages continued. Stages continued. Hints and tips. And then a repeat of it in Japanese. And then note section at the end. Beautiful. Look at that back art of the manual. That's cool. Very cool stuff. All right. Let's move on to our Genesis titles. All right, so next up, Sol-Deace. This is another wonderful shooter for the Genesis platform. I honestly never knew the Genesis had this many shooters on it until Retrobit Publishing came about and started doing these releases. But this is a very unique one that I've been enjoying. It's just got a really wonderful art style, soundtrack, and fun gameplay, and it took me far too long to realize that you could angle your guns as you were playing, which made the game far easier to experience, so go me. But anyway, so this one comes in a nice Genesis clamshell box with outer slip cover, so this is all wrapped in cellophane, and we've got a nice little product description and contents listing on the back here. So this is on the outside of the box, so just like with Hammerin Harry, I'm going to try to save this inside the box like I do with all my other Retrobit releases, because I think this is an important part of the overall packaging. But let's go ahead and get this one opened up. That tore fun. Alright. Anyway, so just slide this off. There we go. So, again, gonna save that. And let's get a nice look at our glossy little outer box here. So it's really cool. Like this, all the metallic stuff is glossy, and then we've got the name down here. Label on the side is also glossy, and then glossy. And oh, that is cool. Look at all that wonderful artwork on the back. I love how this is all mashed up. That is so fun. That's funny. Like, not. Oh, yeah. Like, the use of gloss on this is really cool. Very neat. But anyway, this just slides right off, and that exposes our inside Genesis clamshell here. So very authentic to buying a Genesis game back in the 90s, I suspect. Didn't own Genesis in the 90s, unfortunately. But this is really cool cover art. Look at that. That is some beautiful artwork. And then the back, we got that traditional Genesis style box. And so, oh gosh, I'm weak. Anyway, just gonna slide all that out real quick because I want to look at the reversible cover art, because all their Genesis releases are typically reverse cover art, and sure enough, this is no exception. So the inside reversible cover art is what we saw on the slipcover for the most part. And then pretty much the pretty much the same as we see on the regular one here for the description and screenshots, just in blue. So that's really cool. Oh no, get back in there. Get in there. All right, so Genesis cartridge. Yeah, there we go. So this one is like a galaxy style. Look at that. Like, we got a star field in here. Properly beveled and volted. And I love the use of matte labels with the embossed naming here. It really stands out so good. And then we got that wonderful artwork here of the ship, and then the typical traditional warning of don't put this thing in hot sun or water. Don't be dumb with it. That's what they should have just wrote on all of them. Just don't be dumb, right? Like, every company ever should just write don't be dumb on their products. Would stop the misuse of everything, right? work flawlessly. No errors to be found. As I try to drop it. See, don't be dumb. Don't drop it. That's gorgeous. All right. So first little extra here, we've got our Certificate of Authenticity, number 380 of 3000. Sick. And so, get a closer look at this because this is all textured in here for the Sol-Deace part. Like, that looks really cool. And then the sides are gold plated, or gold finished rather. That's cool. I geek out about this stuff. Can't help it. It's just too cool. Oh, nice. Poster. I'm not going to be able to showcase this correctly at all. That's alright. Alright, so... Maybe I can open this. Alright. So... We'll just try to, like, slide this along so you can see kind of the full thing. So it starts with the ship up top, and then you got your characters. That's neat. And then the other side is a horizontal style of a poster, which has the ship and kind of a combat scene. They're representations of the cover art we've already taken a look at, so that's really cool. And last but not least, the included full color instruction booklet. So, special thanks here on the side. Oh man, but anyway, the story is our first page. Starting up, controls, power boost cannon. So this shows how you can shoot at the different angles here. Title screen. Screen composition. Power-ups. Game over screen. Stages. Stages continued. And there's another look at that artwork. And then the same thing in Japanese. And a note section to close it out. Very cool. Alright, and the last game that we are looking at today is El Viento. This has probably been my favorite of the four that I am covering today. This one really caught me by surprise at how interesting and unique of an action platformer this was. Like, I really enjoyed it. But anyway, we're just going to go ahead and take the cellophane off real quick, because why not? But anyway, so... on the back of the cellophane, we had the included contents, description, screenshots. Just gonna go ahead and set that aside. But this box is really cool. Like, we got this really... like, Retrobit doesn't typically wrap their box arts like this. So it's really cool to see, like, a full wrap box art. Like, it's pretty neat. Like, that's a fantastic slipcover. So, pulling that off, we've got our Genesis clamshell box. El Viento. Alright, back, description, highlights, and then some character concept arts and screenshots. That's really cool. I'm liking this. I really love concept art, man. Alright, so let's take a look at the reversible cover art for this one. Yes! Oh, that's freaking wonderful. Look at that. Oh man, that is so awesome. And this time our back section is a bit different here. So this is more traditional to North American Genesis box arts right here. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that is wonderful. Alright, but anyway, first up, we have our pink cartridge for Viento, and this is actually a really nice color of pink. So, again, glossy lettering on top of a matte label. Like, this is a really cool aesthetic. And the artwork that's in use here looks like it's actually from like a comic book of the game, so that's really cool to see too. So again, properly beveled and volted. And then we've got the game name in Japanese, I believe, here printed on the back of the PCB. And then extra artwork and caution labels. So, certificate of authenticity for Viento, so number 1739 of 3400 for mine here. Again, we've got some textured glossiness on the character and name. It's a nice color mix. And then gold plating on the sides. Looks great. And nothing else extra on this one, so just the full color instruction booklet. So we've got another depiction of a net here. Nothing on the back but the renovation logo. So we'll open that one up. And again, very grateful to Retrobit for giving me the opportunity to help with these releases. They mean the world to me. Great being a part of it. But the story... This is a 2-page one. Look at that. This game is deep. No, it actually is pretty intense. It's a great story. You should give this one a try if you haven't already. But title screen, game display. Again, with full color and screenshots and everything inside. It's really nice. Items and spells, spell casting. It's a very unique part of this game is the spell casting aspect. It took a while to get used to it. But there we go. We got characters. Characters continued. Stages. And then the same thing again in Japanese. No note section for this one, unfortunately. But that's all right. We don't need notes. We got this. So there we have it. A quadruple heaping of wonderful Retrobit publishing releases spread across the NES and Sega Genesis. Now, if you've seen me open these collections and think they look pretty awesome, I am sorry to inform you that pre-orders on these ones closed quite a while back, and as of now, the only way you're going to be able to find these is if there's any in your local retailing shops for retro gaming, or you could check Rondo Products for any extra leftover stock that might still be available. But you could also check out Retrobit Publishing's latest pre-order for Eliminate Down, which is still going on until the 5th of January, if memory serves. So you don't have to miss out on any further awesome re-releases of these classic games that you might not have gotten a chance to play back in the day. But we're going to go ahead and call it here for this one. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Retrobit for letting me be a part of these releases and sharing these final versions with me. But until next time, my wonderful internet peeps, you all stay awesome, keep on gaming, we'll see you back next video.